Hello， 大家好，見唔見到條彩虹啊？係啊，我哋今日咧就同帶大家嚟行下山，因為咧葡萄牙咧就已經進入咗緊急狀態㗎啦。咁有好多人咧都自動自覺咁樣咧就喺屋企自我家居隔離，但係其實咧我哋都仲可以出街嘅。咁當然即係有好多公共場所啊，或者好多私人嘅鋪頭咧都閂咗㗎啦。但係我哋咧今日就可以上山買麵包嘅，咁同埋咧都想介紹一個朋友俾大家認識。咁佢係一個猶太人嚟嘅，本身喺英國倫敦嗰度住啦。咁20幾年之前咧就搬咗過嚟葡萄牙，係啦。咁佢亦都係我哋嚟到葡萄牙第一個認識嘅朋友。咁所以咧就想介紹佢俾大家認識啦。咁亦都希望咧大家可以透過佢口中咧更加認識葡萄牙同埋 Setubal 嘅。
So, hello Susanna, could you tell us something about yourself?
Hello everybody in Hong Kong. I'm very glad to be on Elsa and Vincent's YouTube. I'm very glad to be invited. Right, a little bit about myself. As you know, my name is Susanna. I've been here for about 27 years. I'm one of the original foreign settlers here. I came here a long time ago in 1974 as a revolutionary tourist with my boyfriend, and we travelled around and observed and took part in the most peaceful revolution. And I kept up all my contacts with my friends in Portugal and came back in about 1991 when to be a teacher at a local polytechnic. And I worked for 25 years at the local polytechnic. Now I've been retired for 3 years and I've been enjoying myself. What I liked about living here, apart from the fact that I had an interesting, stimulating job teaching undergraduates and stimulating colleagues, was that Setubal is surrounded by very beautiful scenery. It's an industrial town, and you've got the mountains and you've got the sea so near. I have to say, when I first came here 27 years ago, that it wasn't that interesting. It is and was a very poor town. There weren't nice places to eat. The people are nice. They have a long history of they opposed fascism and suffered for it, so it was called the Red City. But what has happened in the last 5 years is that suddenly people have discovered Setubal, all sorts of people from all over the world, and it's been extraordinary because we have formed little meet-up groups, we've met each other, we've formed we've become friends. There are all sorts of little groups. For instance, there's a wonderful international school here, and lots of people are centered around the school. There are people who have retired. There are people who enjoy. You've got an opportunity here to have a kind of healthy lifestyle. Lots of yoga, Pilates, healthy eating, all those things. If you want that kind of lifestyle here, you can have it cheaply and easily. You also have good restaurants. If you like fish, if you like seafood, Setubal is very famous for its seafood. There are endless restaurants. And apart from that, you have a little bit of fine dining, perhaps not a lot, but you can eat well if you want to. There's a wonderful central market which has everything from spices to very fresh vegetables, wonderful fish, wonderful, and is housed in a beautiful Art Deco place with an Art Deco facade which has been recently done up. So then on top of that, there are lots of cultural things that are available. If you like concerts, there's Luisa Todi, which has a program in the winter. You have the orchestras from Lisbon, for example, the main orchestra and also the youth orchestra that come here and perform classical music very cheaply, and it's been rebuilt, so you've got wonderful acoustics. You have loads and loads. You have a cinema, which is firstly you have cinema in the local mall with 8 screens. fairly cheap. You've got independent cinema, you can see the latest films. I don't know what else. If you like walking, here we are today in this most beautiful place, which is near Palmela. We walked along, and there's a ridge where on both sides you have you can see on one side towards Palmela, towards Lisbon, on the other side towards Setubal, for miles and miles and miles. And we're just going to go to a local bakery that is still open even during this time of the coronavirus. Now, one of the other things that Vincent and Elsa have asked me to talk about is what's happening now in Portugal during the time of coronavirus. Now, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, this government has acted very responsibly, and also the local population have responded very well. They have introduced restrictions slowly, but very efficiently. So at first there was not everything was closed. Now everything is closed, except you can still go for walks if you keep a social distance. You can the supermarkets are open, but you have to queue. The the pharmacies are open. Again, you have to queue. Everybody is masked and gloved, and you have to stand in the pharmacy. You have to stand behind a line. What I found very impressive here is the fact that everybody seems to be complying. There is a consensus. People are responding very well. We don't know yet what the result will be. We are so near Spain and Italy, which has such frightening numbers. So far in Portugal, there has been a steep rise, but most of the infections can be traced to patient one. There doesn't seem to be a lot of community transmission. They may have been able to stop community transmission. We are not sure yet. Nevertheless, there will be a problem about opening the borders later on. So we are hopeful. Everything's very calm here. There has been no panic. There have been no police having to control anything. The Portuguese people here have been, in my opinion, very responsible so far. We don't know what's going to happen. And we have, in my opinion, a very sensible Prime Minister, a very sensible government, and people generally, which is so unusual, actually trust this government. It's a moderate left government. Meanwhile, in the UK, I have to say I have criticisms of my government. I don't think they've implemented anything quickly enough. We don't know what's going to happen. Now, the last thing they wanted me to talk about is how we have been coping in their lovely place, the old cork tree. Now, I'm alone. I'm of a certain age, as you can see. I have no makeup. I couldn't even disguise myself, which I would have loved to have been able to do. So I am known. My official title, according to Vincent, is Lady Arabida. He calls me Dowager Empress Lady Arabida. They have been wonderful friends to me. We met in a lovely little place, which unfortunately doesn't exist anymore, which was a little cafe, restaurant. And they were a bit worried they couldn't find a plumber, so I helped them find a plumber, and we've been friends ever since then. And when this started, they got together and agreed. They thought that I would be alone, which I would have been. It's very difficult for people alone in this situation, and especially when you're older. And they invited me to stay with them, which I think has been... We have been having a wonderful time, or being mindful, of course, what's happening to everybody else. People are losing their businesses, people are getting ill, etc. We're being mindful of that. But we've been we've been having yoga and what's the name of that particular Qigong sessions under the old oak tree, or we have a room upstairs, maintaining social distance. We've been making meals. I've been
Playing Uno.
We've been playing Uno. We've been what else? Walking. Tennis. They have a tennis court. Which, although it's slightly rough, is very playable on. And the weather has been in our favour. Today is lovely warm afternoon. It's not boiling hot, and the nights get cold, but it's comfortable. I think we get on okay. Everybody, Anne, of course, as well. There are three of us, three and me. So that's all. Anything else that you want to ask me?
咁 so far 咧，呢個係我哋第5日嘅 lock up 嚟嘅。咁Susanna 佢都好開心啦，喺我哋嗰度一齊住。咁我哋係啦，每一日都揾啲新嘅嘢嚟玩。咁 so far 都 OK 嘅。Susanna 好聰明嘅，佢喺咧未 lock up 之前咧，就已經叫我哋買定嘢啦。嗱，我課斯到呢個政府2日之後咧就會宣布 state of emergency 噶啦。咁所以好彩我哋喺葡萄牙嘅生活有 Susanna 係一個明燈咁樣咧，就我哋就會好好多咯咁樣。係啦，咁如果大家中意我哋嘅 video 嘅話咧，就麻煩俾個 like 同埋 subscribe 我哋啦。我哋下次再見，拜拜。
Show everybody the bread. Okay. It smells wonderful. Smelling wonderful. Fresh. Fantastic. It smells in the middle of the countryside, in a lovely little house. Look at the bell. And this man is open from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock every night, even in good times. Everybody knows about the bread. There's a queue of people to come to buy. Right, and we're going at perfect